All right, Chef Mark Estee back here at the ZLINE kitchen, and we're continuing our walk down the sides of Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is one of my favorite times of the year, and we're gonna really get into some of these vegetables right now. So we're going to make what I like to call sexy cabbage, and those ingredients that we use for that are gonna be some apple, some cabbage, some roasted beets, okay? And then we have balsamic vinegar and sugar, and we also have a little white wine vinegar and soy sauce. All right, so those are going to make the cabbage. All right, we're going to bring all that together for you. And then because we love to use everything here, since we roasted the beets, we have the beet greens with the beet stems. We're going to add a little bonus coverage here. Beet stems and beet greens is a sauté to the side of that. All right, so again, we have this big Thanksgiving turkey coming up. We have this amazing gravy. We have the stuffing, and then we're gonna just surround it with vegetables, okay? I don't do coursed out meal. I put it all on the table at the same time, and let's enjoy it all together. It makes it easier, so you're not up and down, up and down. Get it all out. Let's sit down, enjoy family time. Let's drink some great wine. Let's watch some of the games that are on TV. Let's watch some of the tradition things. Maybe someone's getting ready to go Black Friday shopping and gonna go out and pick up a couple new stoves. Who knows what? But this is the time of year we want to kind of really do that, okay? So for the purple cabbage, really simple. I'm going to remove the stem, okay? We remove the stems of the purple cabbage, and I'm just going to slowly julienne right here. Okay, julienne just means a really thin cut, just so this cabbage breaks down in the pan, okay? Okay, to start this off, really simple. I have my pan over here. Add in my cabbage. I'm gonna add in my sugar. Always gonna add a little kosher salt. Always gonna add a little black pepper, okay? I have my balsamic vinegar and soy sauce here. I have my white wine vinegar and a little bit of water right inside here, okay? And this is gonna come back to the stovetop to begin to simmer. Now this is gonna take a little bit of time on the stovetop, all right? We're gonna also add in here, because we add a little sweetness, I have an apple. It's a Honeycrisp apple. Just gonna peel the apple real quick, okay? Take the apple, give it a small little dice, and the apple is gonna go in to the top here also, okay? So everything kind of goes in here. Sounds funny, right? You're gonna let that sit for a minute. We're gonna give it a little stir, and this is gonna really cook nice and slow. The colors are gonna change. They're gonna get a little dark. It's gonna become really beautiful. And that's gonna simmer. This is gonna simmer in the back stove, maybe for about 2 hours on a low simmer. Once you bring it up to a boil, we're gonna simmer it for about 2 hours on low temperature, okay? Meanwhile, I really wanna get working on this next part. These are gonna be the beets, okay? So I've roasted these beets really slow, all right? I've done these by just putting them in the oven, wrapped in foil, and they've been in for about 2 hours, and they come out, they peel, really simple like this. Next thing we need to do is puree these beets to go into the purple cabbage. Okay, so all I'm doing with these beets here, they add just some really great color and a little bit of sweetness, and it's kind of like a way to sneak in some more vegetables into the meal, okay? So in go the beets. Really, so I have apples, beets, purple cabbage, some great flavors inside of that. That's gonna really make this taste absolutely delicious, okay? I'm gonna go wash my hands, and I'll be right back for a second. Okay, we're back. The cabbage. We got the cabbage cooking down really low and slow here. Okay, you can see this. The apple has kind of all dissipated. The beets have kind of worked inside of here, and the cabbage is taking on this beautiful color, okay? We're almost done with that side right there, and that is so great. It will last as it sits for a long time. So to use all of the product, we just decided to add in some beet greens here. Okay, so I like to take the stems. I'm gonna cut these really thin right here. This is just using things that we have. You could mix it in with the cabbage, but I'm a fan of kind of putting them in on the side, adding another layer and texture to our Thanksgiving meal. You're gonna see a lot of the things we're making for our side dishes are all vegetables, because the meal itself tends to last for a long time. We really wanna make sure that you can eat everything. So instead of having soup and salad as your first course and kind of starting off there, we add in the vegetables into the meal itself. It also makes for an absolutely stunningly beautiful table and a great way for everyone to kind of come together, and you can eat and not feel so full, right? So the idea is, let's get your vegetables in part of the, as part of the meal itself, okay? So to do this real quick, I'm gonna bring over my pan. I'm gonna open up my olive oil here. Just gonna do a quick saute. I love to start off with the greens, the stalks first, just to give them a little extra time to cook, okay? So those are sauteing down. Let's add in a little salt and pepper, as always, okay? Boom, boom. Those will work themselves down just a little bit. I'm a big fan of when I'm doing greens, sauteing greens, I really like them what I would say is dry. So I don't like them soaked in cooking liquid, so I wouldn't add wine. I don't add any kind of flavors to them really besides salt and pepper. I really want to taste what I'm eating. So especially with beet greens, because they are so packed with flavor and deliciousness, you kind of see this sautés down really nice. The color stays on the stalk. Then we have the greens. And a lot of these are water-based anyways, so they'll kind of release some of their natural water. And I really want to keep the green so I can get all the flavor and the color to kind of match up with my purple cabbage. And these will withstand being cooked early, and they'll sit around for a little while. Now, could you add bacon in here? Absolutely. Could you add in a little bit of vinegar or sugar? Absolutely. But serving it as a side with the cabbage that has all those flavors already, okay? The purple cabbage, the flavor, the smell's coming off right now. I mean, this has been cooking for about almost 2 hours. The cabbage can stand it. It can hold up to this. I can still see little chunks of the apple. Okay, that's almost like a little apple surprise, if you will. And I really love this in this white dish, right? I had this on the ZLINE simmer on the low setting, and it just cooked perfectly. You don't want to heat it up too much because that sugar will caramelize and you could end up burning it, right? We don't want to do that. And then over here, I'm just going to bring back those greens, okay? So really bright greens. And I like to put them right next door to these, the purple cabbage. So people might say, why do you have beet greens in here? Well, because you're eating some beets in your braised cabbage. And they'll be like, what? And they won't know, but the flavors are there. And they kind of all match up kind of nicely, okay? So really that kind of really great looking dish right there. I think this makes for a really dramatic presentation. I also think that when people understand that you're trying to kind of give them their vegetables as part of the meal, it will make for a really healthy Thanksgiving and more room for turkey and pumpkin pie and maybe a little bit of red wine too. So that's the next set of our side dishes. We have braised purple cabbage and sauteed beet greens.